Paul, first of all, reflection on Saturday, a point gained, would you?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It was very pleasing, you know, under the circumstances of the day. You know, evolved to lose Lee Evans, which was going to be a pivotal part of our game plan in relation to the physicality on the pitch, you know, i.e. screening from set pieces, you know, etc. Where Benny comes in and obviously is a different type of player. Powley would have been a big boost for our travelling support. To see Nick Powell on the bench would have been a big boost for them. I thought it would have been a key moment for our fans. Travelling to see Nick back involved and then get on the pitch would have been good, and obviously that was took away from us. And then to lose Danny Fox in the manner that we did, the pressure we were under first half, where I felt at times, you know, the game could have got away from us, but then to come out second half and play the way they did under difficult circumstances, pitch conditions, etc. It's great credit to the players.
Those three players, Lee Evans, will he be okay for tomorrow?
All our players are back for tomorrow, which is great news. Yeah, apart from obviously Danny Fox, who won't play now till Ipswich. Fully fit squad, everyone chomping at the bit, all training well.
You mentioned Nick Powell there. It'll be great for the Wigan fans to see him back in action.
It's great for Nick, great for everyone. You know, these injuries can take time, and for managers nowadays, you know, every game is scrutinised that much, it's untrue. And I think it's something like 10, 11 weeks we've been without Nick for, and there's not many teams in the Championship could be without Nick Powell for 11 weeks, let alone Wigan Athletic. He's that good a player for us. So having him back tomorrow against Stoke and being involved is great for everyone.
Is it great having pretty much a fully fit squad again to choose from?
Not really. They've got selection problems now, haven't we? Something that we haven't had over the winter. It's good. It's, you know, at every football club, you know yourself, thank you very much, competition for places is key. And there's been times this year, albeit in and around most positions, lads have just been getting picked week in, week out. That's the way football can go. We had a really tough run of injuries from going back to when we last played Stoke. Really, from, you know, the Tuesday night at Stoke Stadium to losing Gavin Massey on the Saturday, then losing Michael Jacobs quickly. You know, Griggy had a couple of injuries, Pal's been out. So the front four against Stoke that day has never been seen again. And that was disappointing for me because them four lads knew each other's games very well. You know, complemented each other and also complemented the side.
Josh Windass scored against at weekend. How pleased are you with his recent displays?
Doing great, Josh. Doing great, works hard on the training ground, does his extra work. He gets in, if he gets in the correct positions on the pitch, which is so important for number 10s in the modern day game. You know, a lot of number 10s feel that it's a possession, passing game, possession dominated. You've got to score goals and create chances, and certainly Josh Windass at the minute certainly scoring goals and taking his chances, and he's doing really well, so we're really pleased with Josh.
Looking ahead to Stoke then, they've sort of struggled since the new managers come in. Is it a good time to play them? Oh,
they've struggled, haven't they? He's had 5 games, Nathan. That's how bad football, that's how mad the football, 5 games. To go into a club that's been relegated, all the turmoil they have. You know, managers now get judged after 4 or 5 games. That's how frighteningly mad football's going. To implement new philosophies, style of plays, for Nathan to educate the players and what he wants takes time. And I'm sure that the players eventually, you know, will evolve into what Nathan wants. If it's not after 3-4 games now, people start talking like that. That's how mad football's going. And unfortunately for us managers, it's something we can't stop. I think by the time you look at the calibre of the players at Stoke, you'll know that given the correct time and implement what Nathan wants, they'll be fine.
The fact, I mean, they were tipped to go straight back up when they came down, it just shows you how strong the Championship is, that they found it a bit difficult.
The Championship is just a tough league, and you know, within the toughness of a league, you know, Stoke have come down and been relegated, and it's Premier League this and money that, and they're different levels of pressure for people. You know, our end of the league is completely different for us. We talk about staying up, surviving and building, and every team has a different pressure in and around them. There's very few teams in the league that you could say, well, they're just in that comfort zone of they are going to be safe and they're not going to go up. We then call them well-established Championship teams. It's something that we want to become. You know, for Stoke, it's quite the opposite because the spending of the money, the everything that goes with that brings different pressures. One day soon, the game will try and find sanity and stop bringing them pressures to the manager's door. The managers are not the problem.
I know that it was a different manager then, but I guess the victory against them earlier on in the season gives you boys a bit of belief going into the game.
Same result would be lovely. Sorry Nathan, the same result would be lovely. It was probably our best performance of the season. We were excellent. It was a time when we were going along really well. You know, when everything on the night went together, it was a great win for us. It's such a big stadium against such a strong team, and you know, it was everything that it was. You know, unfortunately for us, them days have been very few and far between on the road. We respect that. I don't have any problems with it. The league is very tough. Tomorrow we welcome a Stoke side that is going through a little bit of a transitional period, without any shadow of doubt. we've still got some excellent players on the pitch, and we've got our hands full tomorrow night.
And it's the first of 3 home games, of course, at the DW, a chance to get a bit of points on the board.
Just keep going, you know. I think the last week's been great for everyone at the club. The win over QPR, the points against Rotherham. I think our fans left Rotherham quite satisfied with what they'd seen, and I always think that's important, albeit it wasn't the best football match in any shape or form, but the level of commitment from the players was there for all to see. We go into home fixtures now with our home form all year's been strong. I think at last look it was the 5th best in the division. If we can maintain that status going into the end of the season, that we'll achieve everything we want from this season, and that's important.